Roll call.
Counselor Jeffrey?
Here.
Mayor Levine?
Here.
Counselor Levine?
Present.
Counselor Johnson?
Here.
Counselor Morris is absent today.
Okay, pledge allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, first up on the consent agenda, any discussion?
There are a couple claims, I would like to have some changes on it, and the first one is 2162, it's the Keewatin Sinclair, and the slips are for the rec department and they're put under the street department. So I think it's just the number, the 45 and the 43000, which could, just was probably get wrong. And then the other
We don't have it
claim,
budgeted.
pardon me?
I don't think we have it budgeted for. I'll review that though.
Okay,
Which claim number is it?
2162.
Just flip it this way. 2162?
Yep.
Okay.
yeah, and then 2173 is, that portage on the taxes back on it. And then there was one other one in here that I had a question on, that they took the tax off, the ST3. Do you know, Beth, I don't know, or Pam, that has, the Virginia tax on it, and it also has St. Louis County. Those are not ST3, so do we have to pay those taxes? It's in there.
To who?
It's towards the back. There's a green tag on it, and I thought maybe you'd get through these because I had a question mark on it. It has.
Oh, right here.
Okay. So I'm a little bit confused on that, maybe you know, Brian, because that ST3 form is only for Minnesota tax. So I think we have to pay your city tax and the St. Louis County.
Now, I don't know off the top of my head on that one, I'll dig into it and find out. But I thought it was,
It's not all taxes, the ST3 is
Yeah.
strictly Minnesota.
Okay,
So I think we have to pay the other
I
taxes
think
up.
so.
Okay. Unless we have forms for it, but that's why I would say I would just take the Minnesota tax off that and pay the St. Louis County and also pay the Virginia.
Yeah, so
Is
that
that
would
what
be
you're
off.
thinking?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking.
And I don't know what that claim number is, so she would know what the,
2179.
other than that, I'm,
What is this tax paid on?
what's that one on?
They have, well, Virginia has a 1% sales tax city.
It was from RMS.
It's from RMS, yeah.
All right.
And then the St. Louis County has a special tax as well.
Which is not Minnesota on the ST3. So that just caught my eye and we've never had that before that I
Right.
recall, but I think we have to pay those other taxes.
I think so too. I guess I've never
Okay.
seen it before.
But with
so-
those changes, I'm good with my questions. I don't know where Pam is,
Yeah,
or Carissa, or Nikki.
so good so far.
All good. Have a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Any further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. We move on, unfinished business. Review and approve proposed Eastern Itasca Drain Sewer Board bylaws. Mr. Lindsay.
thank you, Mayor. So I did prepare some amendments to the bylaws. And I believe that I sent across, I didn't submit a packet, but I can kind of go through the primary changes with the council, and I will try to be as quick as I can. First change in section 1.2, I made a change to include the specific address of the city hall, seems to be a little bit more specific. Section 2.1, I indicated that the officers of the, instead of just being elected annually, they'll be elected annually at the annual meeting of the joint sewer board. I set their regular meetings in section 3.2 on the third Tuesday of each month, which is when I understand that they occur. And then when we start getting into more substantive changes, I added an additional section 3.7 that reads, open meeting data practice. All meetings of the board are subject to provisions of the requirements of Minnesota's open meeting laws contained in MinStat 13D.01 et sequium. As it may be revised from time to time. Further, the board is subject to the Minnesota Data Practices Act as contained in 13.01, as it may be revised from time to time. I made some formatting changes through the next couple of pages. And then when we really start getting into the substance of what we were looking at, section 4.5 that's titled employees, they had a general provision that allowed the joint sewer board to hire employees. And I added a line that indicates, provided, however, that before an employee may be hired, there must be a formal job description approved by the board. Moreover, the hired employees must be approved by the council of each actively participating city. And that's in conjunction or in line with the joint power agreement that's put in place. Section 4.8, execution of contracts. It just gave a general provision that indicates that the board, the joint sewer authority, has the ability to enter into contracts. I added a sentence on the end that indicated it's expressly acknowledged that no contract exceeding $25,000 in value, including employment contracts or contracts for services, may be approved unless it's approved by the council of each participating city. That mirrors the language of our joint power agreement. And then I added, just as a catch-all, I indicated to the council previously that I had put a whole bunch of stuff in here, that it was getting fairly lengthy. I scaled a lot of that back in favor of the following, if the council is comfortable. I added a general section 4.10, it's titled incorporation by reference, and I indicated all of the terms, conditions, authorities, and restrictions contained within the second amended interstated joint sewer agreement relating to the East Itasca Joint Sewer Board are incorporated by reference herein, and the terms of that agreement shall control to the extent there's any conflict with the terms of these bylaws. So basically, it references that, and then ideally, you would attach a copy of that to the back of the bylaws, so anytime you're looking at the bylaws, you can see the incorporated language, and that incorporates all of the terms and restrictions.
Yes.
Brian, are these the same bylaws that Noel passed out?
I believe they are, yes.
Okay, my apologies, I thought you were bringing new bylaws,
Nope,
and I was receiving them here today, so I didn't include those old ones in the packet.
No, and I apologize if there's any confusion, but those are the primary changes. I scaled back because what I had done previously is I had gone through the joint power agreement, and I had cut language out of there and put it into the bylaws, and it started to get a little too long, and it was feeling kind of clunky. So I scaled it back. I made sure that the most important parts about expenditures, employees, those things, that we copied the language into the bylaws, but otherwise I just incorporated by reference so that it binds it does, that 4.10 does two things. It binds the parties even through the bylaws to the terms of the joint sewer agreement, and it sets as a hierarchy, it says our joint power agreement is the ultimate authority, the bylaws come second. So nobody could argue, well, the bylaws say this, so that means that the joint sewer agreement doesn't apply. We have to think of the joint sewer agreement, the joint power agreement with the sewer board, as kind of like its constitution. That is the document from which all of its other authorities flow. So you can't trump it by putting a bylaw in place.
Mary Levine, would your preference be to have him email that to me right now and let me print it off for each of you, or?
We have a copy, but
I brought mine
With me, but I've read it, so
Okay.
we were giving them last meeting.
Okay.
You want a motion, Brian?
Does this have to be approved by the National Attorney yet, or are we doing anything with that?
Well, they've been sent to the Nashwauk attorney, and he and I are supposed to have a sit-down conversation, and I understand, I've asked for his availability, and the closest date he gave me was tomorrow, either early in the morning or late in the afternoon.
But we can approve it and then go
Yeah.
to them and.
Yeah, we can
Okay.
approve it here, and what the council could do is approve it and direct me to forward it to the joint power board.
And if he requests changes, then,
We could bring it back.
okay. Otherwise, we cannot approve it, see if he has changes.
Correct.
Okay.
And that has to go to their board as well.
Correct, this would, I mean, theoretically, it would have to go to the Nashwauk City Council, but at least we could get it before the joint sewer board. Theoretically, if it's. if
Good
it's
with that
approvable.
to try and get it moving forward. It's
Yeah.
been a while.
I can't imagine, and I shouldn't speak for anybody, I can't imagine that there's anything here that's that controversial. All I included, I added language to remind us of obligations that we have already. It's just so that nothing gets overlooked. So,
And they just had their meeting yesterday. or- Council meeting.
18th, 3rd,
23rd, yeah.
16th, I can't see that one.
So they won't be approving them till the 13th probably.
If we're good, I think we can
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I'll make a motion if there isn't.
Mhm.
I'll make a motion to approve the Eastern Itasca Joint Sewer Board bylaws presented by Attorney Lindsay. And then
direct that moving forward.
do we forward it?
Yep.
To the council?
I'll support. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Under unfinished business, 7.2, adopt resolution for a professional services agreement with AT Group. This is a group that will help us with our benefit packages and look through them and see if they can do better or change or whatever.
I have a lot of questions on this still that he's gone. The dental isn't in there, obviously, because we kind of have a good plan, which you had stated. Yeah, I don't think so either. But my questions are, what is the life insurance? And then, that he's going for these, because right now we have a contract with that para where our employees pay half and then the employer pays half. So that's a term. I don't know what kind of insurance he's offering for that, which kind of concerns me. That was one of my questions. And then we also have, with the long-term disability is attached to that 5,000, where you could buy increments of 5,000 more. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, on life insurance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and some of the employees do that. So is he gonna be able to match that kind of stuff is what my question is?
He'd have to, or we wouldn't agree to it.
So we're not doing a contract with him then?
No,
We're just,
we have the right to say, no,
Ah,
we don't want to do that on any of the things. He just
because
wants-
my other question then, Nikki, was the $27, how is that gonna work for you and I? When ours is paid, he's attaching $27 to every employee. Does that include you and I? I don't have answers to any of these. I'm just, I'm not feeling comfortable with it without all the answers. But if this is just for him to look at, and we're not doing a contract with them, but to me, with the resolution, we're doing a contract to let him go ahead and do it.
Maybe we better just write these questions down. If anybody else has any more, then we'll check back with them.
Because, at this thing, at 17 or 18 employees, because Calvin buys for Melissa, so that's another policy. Can we charge her? I don't know how all this works. That's why I'm a little confused. And I was reading up on this flex plan, and it also says, I don't know if anyone else has it, like if you have it over there. When you save under that 125, that money has to be used in that year.
Yes.
You have up to 3 months after the year ends.
Okay, because what I read was 12 months. I didn't see 3 months
So you get-
extension.
Yeah, if you have any
So-
bills that are you have time to use that money.
If you were billed before,
Yeah,
you know,
end of
like,
the year.
went to the doctor in December, yeah.
31st, yep.
Which makes sense, but I wasn't sure, I wasn't, you know, when I was reading to try and understand this. So what we would be paying him at 17 17 or 18 employees, we're gonna be paying him $500 a month, which is $6,000 a
I don't
year.
remember him saying anything if it was for just current employees or retired, I don't.
That's what I'm saying, we don't know that.
We need, send in questions and get answers.
Okay.
Okay, I'll make a motion to table that till the next meeting.
I'll support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. 7.3, review updated McLean sweeper quotes. Well, originally, we were gonna do what, 7,500? We already okayed that, didn't we?
Yep.
So how much was the increase?
56 and 10.
Well, looking at the,
That's
So
what I'm
does
trying
he
to
need the
understand.
belt?
Was that 7,000 in this on the first repair?
never been a repair.
No, the one that was approved for 7,000.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Is
this
that
was
part
not-
of this? This isn't part of that.
The belts weren't
No.
included,
Oh, the belts weren't in the bearings.
correct.
in the bearings. So whatever,
I just heard about the bearings.
we
I
could
wasn't.
add that on, and, that would be it. I think when I looked at, they had servicing and everything on there, we could service it ourselves, we wouldn't even have them.
And that's what they had said, yeah, that was, I don't know where that was put on there either.
So the labor is 44,000 for the bearings? I don't know, this is kind of
It's hard to understand.
Yeah,
I wasn't
it's not,
following it either.
it's not very clear.
Cause he has it, You don't understand, it's
Yeah,
here.
I'm not
Right.
and it's here,
understanding this either.
Yeah, this is,
and it's here, and it
Right.
doesn't tell you which one is for
Which.
which labor.
and why does it say page 13 and 14? Or is that
That's
yours? You
hers.
put that on, okay. I don't know.
Was half of this bill gonna be sent to US Steel also?
Yes, we were gonna.
I remember.
For-
Yeah.
Talking.
For at least half, you know,
Okay.
for sure. We could get away with it, the whole thing. And they might pay it.
So I've been reading these McLean statements, or the statements from the past down at Fire Hall.
Yeah.
So I kind of know how these ones work.
Okay.
So the first section that you have there, belt conveyors, belt splice, pro sealer, lower
Yeah.
conveyor roller, and then you have the description service fee. That one would be the 56.43.
Okay.
Then you have another one, which is the bearing. I don't know the layman's terms, but the bearing housing, thrust washer, retaining ring.
Yep.
That's another 3502. That's,
Okay.
the parts are 829 and labor's 24,000 or 2,430. And then for the servicing, just the servicing alone, parts are 5,582, labor is,
Well, that's,
So then.
or the total would be 10,000.
10,000.
gotcha.
The servicing would be, labor would be 911, miscellaneous $80. But the total would be the 10,137.
Oh, so that's
Actually,
including the
Yes.
bearings.
All-
Oh, so the whole
Well,
thing,
all
it's
three-
not,
All three different services,
it's not 56 plus 10.
correct.
We're
Okay,
actually looking
so
at about
that's-
17,000.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
10,000.
Okay.
10,000,
Yes,
okay,
so
Well,
if you take,
total.
Oh, okay.
if you take
That
the
makes
first,
sense.
They all
the
add
first
up.
All right,
description,
I'm
second
sorry,
description,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
the service, that comes to 10,000.
I was
Okay.
imagining with both the other two. Thank you, excellent.
And then we got the 7. And now, weren't we going to email PTAC after the first invoice to see if they were going to pay, or we were just going to bill them without asking? What's my,
Well, we gotta do the work, so we might as well approve having the work done and send them the bill. See what they do. Have we billed them for sleeping out there yet?
He is gonna, Eric is gonna provide it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about it last week.
Well, we can ask them first if you want. I mean, we don't have to send agree to this right now.
well, if we don't, it's 3 more weeks. I don't know.
I don't think it hurts to call and ask.
Yeah.
Right.
First.
I mean-
Because if they, just in the rare occasion, they would say, no, thank you,
Yeah.
then we would know, because that's a lot, it's a lot. Is
Well,
that-
we can
We can-
agree to it and send them an email, and if they agree, we can keep moving forward. If we sit and
Yeah.
wait like 3 weeks, like you're
Right.
saying,
Yeah,
Pam,
well, we
it's-
could
Let's-
possibly
With-
say contingent on,
Contingent,
you know,
them paying half.
at the worst, if they would pay for the whole thing, it'd be nice, but at the worst, we'd split it. Right?
Correct.
Because most of the wear and tear comes out there, I'm just telling you that. back.
So it's 17-ish total.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make,
No, 10.
No, 10. I'll-
10.
well, I mean, the whole bill though that they're gonna get is 17, because you're gonna bill them half of the other one.
Oh, yeah,
The
of course.
7, did the 7 might go away with this updated one?
Correct.
Yes, this is 10 all together.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's no
that
But
one
seven.
there's
went away.
also wages
You've
and
approved
hours and
it,
stuff like
But we
that.
didn't do it.
That's coming too, to
This
be
is
added
the
to this.
revised
Oh,
statement.
okay.
Okay, so that included all the stuff that was on that one? The
This-
first quote, we're absolutely sure?
Yep.
Okay, so it's 10.
Plus wages and time
Right,
and brooms or something.
or whatever we use.
Gas.
Yeah, brooms.
Eric itemizes it all out for me and then we'll bill.
And that's a separate thing. This is
Yeah.
50/50. The wages
know
for
they
the,
aren't
up
paid in
the
full.
time is different. That's a whole separate thing. This is just for the
This
invoice.
for fixing. I'll make a motion to move forward with McQueen with the 10,137.34 and send an email request for Keewatin to pay.
10,000 what?
Oops, sorry.
137, 34. Pay half.
137.
I'm gonna send the whole thing.
Okay,
That's what I would think. I would rather
Start
try
there.
for the whole.
okay.
Went a little fast there. Can you
Oh, I'm sorry.
rephrase that?
Did you get the 10,137.34?
Yep, that's as far as I know.
Okay, and then, to bill them, request payment for the full amount. And if they would like to discuss it, then that would be a possibility too, you know.
All support. Any further discussion? All in favor?
All right,
Motion carried. 7.4, discuss community center floor quote from Wasabi Masonry. All right, me and Eric went up there today, we met with Ross, home from Nashwauk. They were gonna give us a bid on even tiling it and something else, but then when we were there, they had like a little crawl with a razor blade on it, and we scraped the floor and the stuff came right off, just like really nice. So I think what we're gonna, me and Eric thought, don't really have the money to do the floor right now.
Mhm.
So what we're gonna do is scrape it off, all of that sealer that's on there, scrape it off and then redo it. Buy sealer, reseal it, and put our own wax on it and see how it goes. And down the line, if it does the same thing again, by then we'll probably have recouped enough money, we could probably do a floor. But this 34,000.
Or do a request in gambling or something, you know what I mean, for a community, but.
Can I ask a question, just quickly, where did so this must have been discussed at the last council meeting.
Not a couple.
What was wrong with the floor? Did the wax do something to it?
No, it didn't, the sealer they put down and the wax didn't last and started coming off, so we were gonna redo it.
Oh, gotcha.
When we put stripper on it, it took it all, it started taking it all off, it like reacted with it or something.
Oh, okay, right.
So, and it was all, there was spots all over where it already came off, just
Blister.
foot traffic and stuff. So we were gonna do a new floor. Well, you know, we're
Hopefully.
looking at anywhere from 15,000 to 35,000, so.
Okay. All right, thank you. 'Cause I
We
was,
decided to try this today.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's all it's gonna cost us is some sealer and, wax and some hard work, so.
all right.
So I think we can just table that for now. We'll move on,
Do
7
we need a
point.
motion here?
I'll make a motion to table.
I'll second it.
Why, do we need to table it if we're not even
Yeah,
gonna use
it
it?
was just a quote.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
remove my.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll remove mine.
We're not doing it, so
No
Good.
action taken.
no action.
Okay, 7.5, discuss quote for pavilion at O'Brien Reservoir, Drew Whiter, $9,985. That's to get it re-roof. When I was here, but I don't really know if that's to fix that one, roof rafter that's in there. It says fix boards, but that one rafter is really bad on the end. It's like the bees went in there and screwed it all up, but.
It says repair rotten lumber, yeah.
I think we can get it fixed by somebody. If it's not in, it's not that big a costly thing. Doesn't have to match, just fix it.
It says repair rotten lumber, so.
Okay, well, that could also be just on top, you know, where you put the shingles,
Oh, God.
might not need that rafter. So, but yeah, that's a good bid, so we have the money.
Do we need to second that?
We don't have a second quote.
I don't think we did get a second.
Yeah. I thought we could do
Brian?
that.
We did ask out for it, but nobody came in.
So we requested a second quote,
Yeah,
haven't
don't have
received it.
no,
And what's the total value of the project?
Under
10?
99.
We should document for the final what efforts we made to obtain a second quote, but so long as we in good faith requested one or sought one, we should be fine.
So we had, when you were here last year, what was it, like 3-4 buildings we did, and nobody came close to get his price. But we helped him with it, like we supplied the truck with shingles and that kind of stuff. So,
And we have money left over from the grants.
well, we got, 25,000 for the pavilion from the Southern Towers. So that'll help with that, plus there's more we gotta do, but
All right.
let's get start at the top. It's the bottom.
I'll make a motion to accept this bid with what Attorney Lindsay added as far as documentation. Did she add that, right?
Yes. I'll support.
I'll second that. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carried. Under unfinished big business, the big one, discuss Spire building assessment by SEH for purchase of building. So, talk a little bit, Ellen?
I can, you guys, looks like you all have the packets in your
Yep.
packets. Are there any questions? It was a pretty extensive review of the building. We had our three people, the architect, structural engineer, and electrical mechanical engineer walk through there and review it.
Very detailed, very nice.
Yes, thank you. Hopefully it didn't put you to sleep,
No.
reading all the technical aspects of the building. Are there any questions?
I was disappointed in your findings. No, I'm just kidding. I get you. It was very nicely done.
Thank you.
No, it's a hard.
So. I don't think we can argue with. Any grants?
Grants for kind of refixing it to sell.
Yeah.
Probably a hard sell, especially to secure before
Yeah.
next week.
Brian, thinking about buying
You know, I'd like to,
it, like an office west.
got, my office east first.
Yeah, it was a very, very thorough report, so, sad that it's deteriorated to that degree, I guess, so.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion that we receive and file the report and take no action on obtaining or purchasing the building at this time.
I support with regret.
Me too. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Uh,
Aye. New business, 8.1, discuss Joshua Anderson's request to mow parcel Coleraine. I think that this is our parcel where we dump our stuff out of the digester. So, yeah, we've been having it mowed for years. Somebody comes in, I don't know if they maybe take the grass, keep the cabin, something like that. That'd be the reason why he wants to mow it.
I've never saw this before. I'm fine with it or
Yeah.
whatever, but
I think Markwood used to do it.
Yeah, they used to.
I don't think
Okay.
they're doing it anymore,
They took care of
so
it.
okay.
it's probably our
That's why I
turn.
never saw anything.
Yeah. I
We're
suppose
gonna
it's
be
just,
using that spot too, so. Yes.
For the rest of this drying.
yeah.
When Joshua called, he was out there to mow Colerane's portion,
Oh,
and
okay.
we're right next door to it.
All right, yeah,
So-
we're connected,
Yep.
so,
And he'd like to do this yearly,
okay.
at no cost to the council.
I'll make a motion to approve the request from Joshua Anderson to mow the city-owned parcel in Coleraine.
Support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Right.
Aye, motion carried. 8.2, approved pay estimate number 1 from KGM for First Street North, amount of $188,747.19. Have we made payments on this already? None?
Which
So
one?
we still holding some money because we haven't finished, we still got street lights put up.
Yep.
And, yeah, a few other little things in there.
I'll make a motion to approve the pay request number 1 for First Street North in the amount of $188,747.19.
I'll support.
Yeah.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. 8.4, review, this is an add-on. 8.4, review and approve library air conditioning quotes.
Oh, he missed the.
Boy,
Yeah.
adopt a resolution to accept donation of $15,000 from Dad Kelly for Christmas lights.
I'll make a motion. To accept.
Support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. And back to the library. We have 2 quotes. Masabi Heating for $6,020 and ASAP for $5,500. Suppose we'll probably take a cheaper bid with
Well-
contingent that
I don't,
They have to have at least equal, or close to it.
I don't know what the warranty is, it's not stated. And is it a high capacity compressor, high efficiency? And
is it the same BTUs? I mean, that's
Right.
one was my questions too. I
yeah,
don't know what he
looks like
was,
Yeah, what size?
it's a 13.4 SEER 2. They
and
both
then
say
it
that,
says
but
here, up here is that two BTUs on it, so that's why
oh yeah,
I don't know. For the $400, right?
4.8,
500, well,
420,
whatever,
480.
Because all of the stuff is in the Masaba quote, I would rather choose that one without having to go back and
Mhm.
move forward, because the library is used,
Right.
as we know, and try and get that in there, you know. Did they say, Beth, that they would be able to do it pretty quickly, or?
I didn't speak with them, Rob.
Okay. That's just my thoughts, but I don't know how everyone else feels.
Yeah, I think I agree with that too.
I'll make a motion, then we go with Masada Heating for the library new air conditioner in the amount of $6,020.
And then we have to state why we're taking the higher bid.
And the reason that we are choosing Masaba with a difference of $480 is because of the detailed report of warranty, BTUs, everything else that he has listed on there. And ASAP did not give us a full breakdown.
I'll support.
Any further discussion? All in
I
favor?
do have one question. Where are we gonna do the money out of? Are we gonna use, what?
Well, post office has their own fund.
That's what I was wondering, if we were gonna use some of that savings. Okay, just
We
question.
should make a motion for that.
Yeah.
Or if you want to amend.
Go for it. We
Okay,
can add it,
all right.
since,
Well, we gotta finish this one.
Supported by Counselor Gibbrey.
Yes.
Okay.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, I'll make a motion to take the funds out of the post office building account to pay for the air conditioning unit.
I'll support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, number 9, we have the committee reports.
I guess we're having a follow-up 4th of July meeting on Monday, the 29th at, what time are we having, 5:30? At 5:30. So if anyone has suggestions on next year, we're gonna go over everything, see if we can improve a little bit on some areas and come up with some new ideas maybe and set the fireworks and street dance
Date.
for the date, yeah.
Anything else? Did you want us to go over this?
It's just his
Just
update,
letting
just to
us
let you know
know.
what's
Everybody
happening.
has that on Chris's report.
And
Then I can see that.
Mayor also, Ellie is gracious that she provides us up the report in your packet as well. Counselor Levine would like me to email that immediately when I receive it. So we'll get that in the future.
Okay. Thank you, Ellie.
Is there any updates that, I mean, other than, how's the money with the stobber and haven't heard anything yet, closure.
Other than what's in the update, I believe there have been further updates. We still got that $750,000 from Stauber kind of in the hopper.
Okay.
Kind of waiting for legislation. There was, quick, Maggie, did you receive any updates on the Klobuchar? I thought.
Yes, we did. We're in the, it's not a lot of money, but we're in there and we wait till fall.
Okay.
She actually even called.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Do you mind forwarding that to me? I
Sure.
don't actually get copied on those, so.
Okay.
Then I can include that in the update too,
Okay.
so.
There's, could possibly be a bonding bill next year. So I think we need to really hop on that train and try and get some funding. We don't really have a lobbyist for us, but I don't know, does Mike Larson does he go down
Yeah,
to the Capitol and
SCH
stuff?
has lobbyists
Okay.
on behalf of you guys as our city,
Okay.
engineer, so
Okay,
we want to make sure we get a project or multiple projects kind of scoped out that we can
right,
lobby for,
okay.
especially with that NPCA $10 million grant.
Mhm.
We have some opportunities there. We've got that kind of informational meeting on Monday. so
Okay.
Have more information on which projects we can look at for that.
Okay,
Yeah, on that sewer fund one,
Yes,
we would look for an equalization pond for us,
okay,
so we don't have any more storm problems.
yeah,
Especially, well, the thing is, if Keewatin joins us, I did some thinking on that. We're shutting the school down. The school used, probably our biggest sewer customer we have in town. They're gonna be done. And Keewatin basically gonna take your place. So I don't think we're gonna have much more flow. Anyway, it's gonna be about the same, but still, for big rains and stuff, we should have a pond somewhere
yeah.
that we can pump into, so we don't have to put it in the creek.
Yeah, we can definitely look at that. I know multiple communities up here have issues with the large storms we had, so they might not be necessarily solving problems for that level of storms without spending large amount of money that goes unwasted or goes wasted unless you have those storms, but we can certainly look at that to prevent future issues. Yeah.
is the mayor, was that a Zoom meeting?
The equalization.
Yeah, on Monday? Or no?
The Monday meeting for the NPCA grant is a Zoom meeting.
Zoom
yeah.
meeting, okay.
I
And you're
believe
getting,
Grant
yeah.
has the information.
I'll wait till.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And the GIS, it
is complete, we are just waiting to get the account created, we had a little hurdle there with the MDH paperwork, but just got that email forwarded from Clerk Fowler yesterday or so
Okay.
we should have that set up pretty soon here, and then we'll have a training
Mhm.
orientation meeting with both clerks and be off and running.
Okay, sounds good.
We had a little sneak preview of it at our meeting with Keewatin.
Yeah,
GIS?
Yeah, worked great.
Mm-hmm.
Brought it right up on the screen and get where we're gonna go, tap it here. Make fun of your house. But I said she'd have to move the truck and bolt before we get in there.
I did today. I like it.
Yeah. Okay,
That's all I got.
sounds good. Thank you, Ellen.
Thank
sounds
you.
good. If I may switch hats for a second, there is free dinner and just a little party with the church out at the school park this evening. If you guys
Oh, yeah.
don't want to cook dinner or anything, you can swing by. It started at 5, so.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, Ally.
Make a motion to adjourn at 5:45.
Second.
We adjourn.
That. You don't put the motion on there. That's just the moved by, that the was approved.
Okay, good.
So it's like the rest.
I reviewed this packet of information. So the city of Nashwauk was all hot and bothered to spend this $250,000 of leftover PFA money. Is that money we're paying 90% of or 95% of?
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're using it to basically said, oh no, we're not gonna spend it on any of the Keewatin infrastructure. Instead, we're gonna, and they're like, we need to figure out how to spend this money.
They,
Just send it back.
they have to send it back.